Everybody, to everyone that has clicked on this video, to everyone that's watching this video right now. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all treating yourself? How's life treating y'all? I hope all is well. The reason I'm on here today is because I'm feeling led to deliver a message, to give a word. So somebody say word time. But this message is for anyone that's currently dealing with low self-esteem, that's dealing with insecurities, or that is having low confidence. This message is for you. Hopefully it helps somebody when I deliver this message. But to anybody out there right now who is struggling with anything, to anybody right now who's struggling with anything, and if one of those things are you struggling to love yourself, you're struggling to have confidence in yourself, you're struggling to just be with yourself, this is for you. So first and foremost, I want to say to everyone, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you're struggling with, give it to God. And when you give it to God, leave it there. Leave it at His feet. And I know that's easier said than done, but that's really the best thing to do, because sometimes we carry things in life that's just too heavy for us to carry. And it leads to sickness, it leads to anxiety, depression, all this other stuff, because it's too strong for us to carry. So take it to God and leave it to God. Second thing I want to say is anything that you're dealing with, you guys, the Word of God, the Bible, is an answer key through life. Whatever it is that you're going through and you don't have an answer, get in your Word, get in the Bible and see what God says about your situation. And if it's against God, then that means that it ain't for God. That means that God will deliver you from anything that He does not condone and that is contrary to His word, that compromises His word. So whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you're struggling with, if you need an answer, get in the Word of God. To those of you that struggle with low self-esteem, to those of you that you have little confidence or no confidence, you don't like what you see when you look in the mirror, firstly, I want to tell you and encourage you that you are beautiful. To that woman, you are beautiful. To that man, you are handsome. I was once you guys. If you're somebody watching this video and you're now dealing with that, I was once you. I struggled with low self-esteem and not having confidence, not liking what I see when I looked at myself or looked in the mirror. For a majority of my life, you guys, I'm not lying to y'all, I struggled with it bad. And it wasn't until I changed my prayer with God, even before growing a relationship with God, it wasn't until I began to change my prayer with God that I started to see a change in what I see when I looked at myself in the mirror. So I'm going to share that prayer with y'all. So the prayer wasn't nothing fancy. I would just, ask God to help me to see what He sees when He looks at me. Help me to see the value that He placed in me. Help me to realize my power, to realize my worth, to be confident in Him and then also in myself, to stop walking around like how I feel, to stop, carrying myself about how I feel, to learn to let my feelings and emotions be a gauge in my life and not a guide in my life, to not let them dictate my decisions. And I just want to personally say, in that stage of being, just low in confidence, in that stage of self-loathing in my life, I was once considering surgery and just, doing it the quick and easy way, doing it the simple way, as people would say, the fast way. But when I started to draw closer to God, that was when I began to change my mind. Long story short is I'm not looking down on people who get surgeries. They want to get surgeries. That's you. That's your life. That's your body. Whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, I'm giving my testimony that I began to look at myself differently when I began to switch up my prayer. I asked God to teach me how to love you correctly so that I can learn how to love myself correctly, and then I can learn how to love others correctly. Because how I'm learning to love others and myself when I don't even know how to love you, God? So, I switched up my prayer, and then I began to see a change in myself. I began to see a change in my thinking. I began to see a change in the way I spoke to myself. I spoke highly of myself. I began to encourage myself and to just tell myself every day, you are beautiful, you are loved, you are peace, you are joy, all these good things. All these things God encourages us to be, because that is who He is. God is love. So my testimony is to these people, to just change your prayer, switch up I'm not gonna say everything that he created is beautiful, but God created some beautiful things on this earth, including people. But you know, that's sometimes why our eyes get a little attracted to the wrong things, but it's not what you are attracted to, it's how you react and what you do to that attraction that God looks at and what he counts. Okay. But yeah, I want y'all just to begin to change your prayer up. I want y'all to begin to just speak highly of yourself. And if you are someone that's thinking about getting surgery, I'm not judging you, not looking down on you, but I want you to just give God a chance. I want you to just give God a chance, you know, change up your prayer life. Begin to ask God to help you love yourself, help you love your natural self, the self that he created without the surgeries and things that you are considering at the moment. And watch God begin to move in you and begin to move in your life and begin to renew your mind. Watch God begin to touch your mind and to help you in those areas that you are weak in and that you lack in. And I pray that God does do it. To those of you that's really considering doing this and that has clicked on this video, you know, I begin to just ask. I have a lot of sensitive issues and health issues that's going on, which also played a role in me making this decision, you know, to not take the easy way out, to not go into surgery or do any of that. But, you know, instead of, you know, getting surgery for that body I wanted, I started to, you know, ask God to give me discipline to start changing my eating habits, to start working out towards that body I want. Instead of, you know, getting fake teeth or something like that, you know, I'm about to get braces, you know, doing it the right way. Because when you do it the hard way and you go through the process, it lasts longer. It's going to be beneficial in the end. When you go through all this other stuff, I'm not saying it's not going to be beneficial and it's not last, but do it the right way. Okay. So like anything that y'all are dealing with, I pray that, you know, God will show up on y'all, that y'all will, you know, begin. I pray that whoever it is watching this video that's dealing with this, I pray that this video has helped you. And I pray that God will come and see about you, that he will respond to your cry. I pray that you will get a prayer life with God. I pray that God will begin to renew your mind, that he will begin to change your way of thinking, that he will begin to stir up in you and begin to change, you know, cause things to shift around you and shift in your life. And just remember, there's nothing too hard for God. There's nothing too hard for that man. I'm sorry, you know, like he proves himself to me over and over again. And if you give God a chance, you know, God gives us an invitation to invite him into our life. He's not going to force himself into our life. He gives you an invitation. So I encourage you to invite God into your life, invite God into every situation, and watch how things begin to shift. I'm not saying the enemy ain't going to stir up and get mad and things ain't going to get hard, but don't run when the heat gets a little too hot. Stay in the fiery furnace and you're not going to come out burnt.